Welcome to MetaBookNook, deep dives for curious minds.
It's great to be diving in.
So, if you're tuning in, you're probably like our listener today, someone who really wants to get the core insights from interesting sources, get those aha
Hmm.
moments, but maybe without wading through absolutely everything.
Yeah, precisely. We try to distill it down, make complex ideas accessible, a sort of shortcut to getting informed.
And that's what we do here on the deep dive. Today, we're exploring the ideas in Esther and Jerry Hicks' Ask and It Is Given. We're looking at the transcript,
Hmm.
and our mission really is to unpack these, well, quite fundamental concepts, things like our connection to what they call source.
Right, and how our feelings play into that, the law of attraction, and this whole idea of deliberately creating our own reality.
Exactly. And we want to do it in a calm way, like a fireside chat. Just explore these ideas together.
Sounds good. Where should we start?
Let's begin with that core concept, the connection to source. The materials suggest we all, as physical beings, have this built-in access to a broader, non-physical perspective.
Yeah, it's presented as something inherent, always there, like an open channel almost.
There's usually a but.
Well, the but is that the sheer busyness and, the distractions of everyday physical life, they can create resistance.
Resistance. Okay, so that makes it harder to feel or perceive that connection clearly.
That's the idea,
Yep.
like static on the line. And apparently the intention from this non-physical source is actually to help us remember, to help us clear that static.
So it's not trying to hide, it's supportive.
Very much portrayed as supportive. It wants us to reconnect. The text mentions Esther Hicks acting as a sort of clear channel for this.
Right? Translating this vibrational understanding, this knowing into words we can grasp.
Exactly. And there's this sense of joy mentioned, that the non-physical enjoys offering this guidance. It's not a reluctant thing.
That paints a really different picture of the universe than some perspectives, doesn't it? A fundamentally helpful one.
It does. And that feeling, that idea of support, leads nicely into the next point, the power of feeling good now.
Ah, yes. This one really jumped out at me. The idea that focusing on feeling good right now, whatever your circumstances, is actually the key.
The key to achieving anything else you want. Health, abundance, relationships, you name it.
It sounds almost backwards, doesn't it? Especially if you're feeling really far from those desires.
It can seem counterintuitive, absolutely. The transcript acknowledges that. Like, how can feeling good now help if my situation is, well, not good?
It's like saying happiness isn't the goal, it's the fuel to get there.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And it ties into how we gain true knowledge, not just intellectually, but through living it, through personal experience. Life is framed as this journey of fulfillment, of expressing who we really are.
And they mention that phrase, you only hear what you are ready to hear.
Hmm. Which suggests our receptiveness is linked to our own, maybe vibrational state. Are we ready to let that idea in?
Interesting. It connects to that idea of resistance again, doesn't it?
It really does. Which brings us to resistance and allowing. We've touched on resistance as the static.
The thing that hinders the connection.
Right. The transcript defines it as any vibrational state originating from our physical thoughts and feelings that isn't in harmony with that natural connection to source.
So it's generated from us, from our perspective.
That's the core idea. Source itself, the well-being, is always flowing, always available. It's constant.
We're the ones either opening the tap or pinching the hose.
That's a good analogy. And our desires actually get clearer because of contrast. When we experience things we don't like, it helps us define what we do want.
So contrast isn't necessarily bad, it's useful.
It's presented as incredibly useful, a catalyst. It pushes us to make choices, to form preferences, and when we align with one of those preferences, one of those desires.
And the energy flows.
Yes, that non-physical energy moves through us, and that's when we feel things like enthusiasm, passion, that sense of purpose.
That feeling of being in the zone.
Exactly. It's described as our natural state when we're aligned. We're essentially continuing the creative process that started from source. Having desires is vital.
It gives our focus direction. And the transcript suggests this focus even contributes to the evolution of everything. Our desires shape the future.
It's a big idea. Our clarifying what we want sends out these vibrational signals. Source responds, and the whole universe expands. Which is a perfect segue into the law of attraction.
Probably the most famous concept from this work. The transcript calls it the most powerful law in the universe.
And the principle is simple, right? Like attracts like.
Every thought has a vibration, and it attracts matching vibration.
It underpins everything else. So if you focus on wanting something and you feel good about it, eager, happy you're attracting it.
But if you focus on not having it and feel worried or frustrated or jealous,
Well, then you're actually pushing it away, vibrationally speaking, or attracting more lack. Your emotions are the key indicator.
the guidance system, they tell you if your thoughts are helping or hindering.
Precisely. And the transcript puts it very bluntly. You get what you think about, whether you want it or not.
Wow, so worrying it's like actively practicing attracting what you fear.
That's exactly how it's framed. Using your powerful imagination to create unwanted outcomes. And the more you focus on a thought, positive or negative,
The stronger its vibration gets.
right, it attracts more similar thoughts, builds momentum, and can eventually become a solid belief, a practiced thought pattern.
So our beliefs are really just thoughts we've practiced thinking over and over.
Essentially, yes. And
Yeah.
according to this, everything in your experience, everything, has been invited in somehow through your thought vibration.
It gives examples like appreciating your partner versus criticizing them, different vibrations, different outcomes.
Or feeling genuine desire for wealth versus feeling envy again, totally different vibrational signals being sent out.
Understanding this then means we can become deliberate creators.
That's the promise.
Yeah.
That you can consciously choose your thoughts and feelings to shape your reality, that all desires can be realized.
It positions the listener, you, as a summoner of vibrational energy, a creator.
Powerful stuff. And it makes sense then to talk about the stream of well-being,
Right, this constant flow of positive energy that's always there.
always available. And the crucial part is you can't stop the stream itself. It just is.
But you can resist it or allow it.
Exactly. You can pinch the hose, like you said,
Yeah.
or you can let it flow freely. They use that analogy of trying to find a dark switch.
There isn't one. Darkness is just the absence of light.
And similarly, they suggest sickness or lack aren't inherent forces, but rather the result of resisting that natural stream of well-being.
That's a major reframe. It puts the focus entirely on our internal state of alignment.
It does. And interestingly, it also says our current desires add energy to that stream for the future, for others.
So our dreams matter beyond just us.
In this view, yes. And that powerful statement, if you can desire it, the universe can produce it.
No limits on the potential, just on our allowing.
Pretty much. The key is learning to relax and go with the flow of that well-being.
Which requires understanding our emotional guidance system.
Our feelings, they're not random, they are direct feedback. They tell us how aligned we are with Source, with our own intentions in any given moment.
So strong beliefs started as just gentle thoughts.
Yeah, little thoughts that we gave attention to. Focused attention activates the vibration. And you can't really deactivate a thought by fighting it.
You have to activate a different thought, choose a new focus.
Exactly. Redirect your attention. And because of the law of attraction, keep focusing on that new thought, and it becomes stronger, maybe eventually a belief.
So emotions tell us how much we're allowing that source energy, from thriving and joyful,
Which is full allowance alignment,
down to feelings like fear or depression.
which indicates significant resistance, misalignment. Joy, love, freedom mean yes, aligned. Depression, fear, feeling trapped mean no, resisting.
They use the image of a sculptor with clay.
We're constantly shaping our reality with the focus of our thought, molding the energy. Our emotions guide the process. Feel your way to what feels better.
Which leads directly to the 3 steps to manifestation.
Okay, so step 1, ask.
And this happens automatically, right? Through living life, through contrast. You don't need formal prayers necessarily.
Correct. Life causes you to launch desires constantly. Step 2, the answer is given.
This is Source's part. The non-physical responds immediately to the vibration of the asking. Always, no exceptions.
That's what the transcript states. The answer is always there, vibrationally.
Which brings us to step 3, allow it in, and this is our part.
This is the crucial step. The art of receiving. It means tuning our own vibration to match the vibration of the desire that's already been answered.
So if someone feels their desires aren't manifesting, it's usually a step 3 issue. They haven't tuned in.
That's the common reason given. They're still holding on to vibrations of doubt or lack, or focusing on the problem, not the solution, like trying to tune a radio to 98.7 FM while the dial is stuck on 102.5.
You won't hear the station, and every subject has those 2 ends, the wanted and the unwanted. Focusing on the lack of it keeps you vibrationally apart from it.
Right. The creative process is always happening, source is always answering. That gap, the buffer of time between asking and receiving.
It's not a punishment or a test.
No, it's presented as a benefit. It gives us time to practice our vibration, to get really clear, to line up our expectation with the desire. It's a kindness, really.
A chance to get our vibrational ducks in a row. Okay, so let's talk about deliberate creation and emotional set points.
It circles back. Your thoughts create your point of attraction. Your feelings tell you if you're allowing or resisting.
And the good news is you can shift your feelings by consciously choosing different thoughts. You can move from feeling bad to feeling slightly better, and then better again.
Because well-being is the default. Negative emotion is just the indicator of resistance to that natural flow.
And that definition, a belief is just a practiced vibration.
I like that. It emphasizes the active role we play through habitual thought. Our life tends to reflect our dominant thoughts, our practiced vibrations.
So deliberate creation means deliberately choosing the direction of our thoughts, paying attention to those emotional indicators.
Exactly. Emotions show the gap or the harmony between your current focus and your inner being, your source connection.
And this idea of emotional set points, like we have default emotional places we tend to hang out.
Yeah, habitual ways of feeling. But the point is, we aren't stuck there. We can consciously work to shift those set points over time.
Interestingly, it says resisting unwanted things actually attracts them more. Pushing against something keeps your focus on it.
Right, and that striking line. Truth only exists because someone gave their attention to it. It really drives home the power of focus in creating reality.
It also mentions that vague thoughts don't have much pull at first.
But keep focusing. Give them attention, and they gain momentum, attracting more like them, and then you start feeling the emotion connected to them, positive or negative.
It's a gradual buildup, which highlights the importance of feeling good and alignment.
This is really the crux of it, isn't it? Good feelings mean yes, allowing, aligned. Bad feelings mean no, resisting, misaligned. Simple as that.
So pay attention to feelings. Don't ignore them or push them down. They're valuable information, like the fuel gauge.
Empty gauge doesn't mean the car is broken, just that it needs fuel. Negative feelings mean your vibration needs adjusting, not that you're fundamentally flawed.
Follow your bliss comes up here. Aim for what feels good.
But realistically, you probably can't jump from despair to bliss instantly. The advice is to just reach for the best feeling thought you can access right now. Just a little bit better. Relief is key.
Focus on where you want to go, not the gap. Because ultimately, behind every desire is the desire to feel good.
Joy is the benchmark. The purpose of life is joy. The feeling now is the main event, not just waiting for the manifestation.
And appreciation is highlighted as offering zero resistance, a direct line to source.
Powerful state. And strong emotions. They indicate a lot of energy is involved. Strong, positive emotion means strong desire plus no resistance.
Strong negative emotion
Means strong desire plus strong resistance. That painful feeling of wanting something badly but believing it's impossible.
which isn't the feeling of pure desire itself that feels hopeful, expectant.
Exactly. So deliberate creation is about noticing the emotion and then consciously choosing thoughts that feel slightly better, guiding yourself into alignment.
We are creators here to enjoy directing energy.
And we knew this, apparently, before we came here. We knew to reach for joy. We knew we could mold our vibration. We knew well-being was the basis. We knew we weren't separate from source. We knew emotions were guidance. And we knew about the buffer of time.
So why aren't we all blissful billionaires then, if we know all this?
The million-dollar question. The answer given is basically, there's no external reason to lack anything. The only reason is internal focusing attention on something other than the desire, offering a vibration that doesn't match.
Because the law of attraction is consistent. It just responds to whatever vibration we're offering, whether we're aware of it or not.
Exactly. Confusion comes from not realizing what vibration we're actually putting out. But once you understand the emotional guidance system,
You can become a conscious vibrational offer. You can feel your way there.
precisely, the conclusion is bold. There's nothing you cannot be, do, or have, because well-being is fundamental, and like attracts like. Understanding emotions can transform everything.
So relax, enjoy the journey, know you're moving towards your desires if you're reaching for better feelings.
You're perfect and expanding, in a perfect and expanding universe. Desire happens, source answers, you allow, you expand. It's constant.
And you can get there from here, maybe not instantly, but gradually. Conscious control comes from awareness of vibration and emotion.
Reach for the best feeling thought you can find. That's the work. That feeling of relief tells you you're heading the right way.
Our expectations, beliefs, fears, they all indicate what's coming vibrationally. But we're never truly stuck. We can change beliefs with focus.
Even deep-seated issues can shift with practice. Feeling stuck is just a feeling, a perception. Energy is always moving.
Everything asked for is answered vibrationally. We just might not be tuned in to receive it because of habitual thoughts that contradict the desire.
We create our reality, even the unwanted parts, through our focus. So focus primarily on feeling good more than on analyzing the current what is.
Past results or statistics just show past energy flow. They don't dictate now.
Be selective. Focus on what you want to see. Use your feelings as the guide for where to put your attention.
The core teaching boils down to, if it feels good, I give it my full attention. If it doesn't, I don't look at it at all.
Clarity on what you want starts the ball rolling. Resistance might slow it down, but the process is underway.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive into ask and it is given, the essence seems to be understanding that connection to source, really valuing emotions as guidance, and grasping the law of attraction's role in creating our reality.
And the power we have lies in paying attention to those feelings and then consciously, deliberately choosing thoughts that feel better, that foster well-being, that bring us into vibrational alignment.
So here's a thought for you, our listener, to take away. Where in your life might you be unknowingly offering resistance? Just notice. And consider how gently shifting your focus, guided by your feelings, towards thoughts that feel just a little bit better, could start to open up that stream of well-being that's always there for you.
Reflect on these ideas, see how they feel, how they might apply to your own life, your own desires.
Thank you for joining us on this exploration.
It's been fascinating to unpack.
Until next time, this has been MetaBookNook Deep Dives for Curious Minds.